Good morning, Year 2C. Hello, everybody. Happy Monday. We are going to start off this morning with double science, okay? Now, I know some of you might be thinking, oh gosh, okay, I prefer art or English. Some of you might be excited, but we have got a brand new topic to have a look at, habitats. Now, I know many, or if not all of you, know what that word means, habitat, but we've not looked at it in a lot of detail this year. So we're going to have a really good look and explore over the next few weeks. And it's my favorite topic, so we're going to get excited. Now, habitat, you know that I love to use this phrase. Habitat is a posh way of saying where a living thing lives. So people are also living things. Plants are living things. So let's take myself. My habitat right now is a quite built up, busy area, Dubai. Okay, got lots of apartments, shops, roads, things to be doing, and the weather is very hot, for me anyway, and barely ever seems to rain either. So I used to have a habitat in England, which was quite empty, sort of countryside, a lot of fields, and the weather again was sort of, it rained quite a bit to be honest, and was also a lot colder. So there are two different sort of habitats for myself. But let's have a look at, let's take the polar bear. That's exciting. So what's the polar bear's habitat? Where do they live? The Arctic. So the Arctic, if you had to describe it as an area, it's very cold, freezing, lots of ice, barely anyone around, actually, and also quite empty of living things. But the polar bear seems to have adapted to that area, okay? So it's perfect for the polar bear, maybe not for myself. And if we take the camel, well, the camel's habitat is the desert. And I don't want anybody thinking that the zoo is a habitat, because the desert is a natural habitat. That's where they're supposed to be, natural habitat. And again, it's perfect for the camel because it's quite dry, it's very hot, not much water, but the camel is adapted, so it's able to store water actually in its blood cells for a very long time, okay? Unlike myself. So all these living things, is what I'm trying to say, they've got these habitats because they are perfectly suited to where they live. You wouldn't find a camel in the Arctic, you wouldn't find a polar bear in the desert, okay? Now, Mr. Rukshi has made this slideshow that I'm just looking at now, just to introduce you to habitats. So habitats are all here for a reason, because we need things from them to survive, to live. So I'm not just into Dubai for the shops and for the cinema, things like that to keep me busy. Of course, they're lovely. But what do I need as a living thing to survive? Well, 4 things. I need, I'm sure I can already hear you telling me this, food and water, don't we? Food and water, definitely. Second, air, oxygen. My habitat is not the ocean. I'm not a fish, so I need air. Number 3, you might not even think you need this, but we do to survive, is shelter. A house, apartment. So I need this shelter to keep me safe and to keep me warm. Just like other animals and living things in their habitats. For example, a fox in a forest. They actually go underground because it's warm and again, it's safe. Number 4, space. Again, you might not think you need it, but you do. If I had a tiny apartment where I couldn't move and I stood upright and I slept upright, it'd be very unhealthy, wouldn't it? You need to have that space to move around, to exercise, to live. And if you think of it actually in terms of a plant, say a tree in a forest, well, they have seeds and fruit that might fall from the tree. And with this, those seeds grow into new plants. Well, if a tree has no space for these seeds to fall, then the trees will not grow. So we need that space to survive. Now, I believe, looking at the slideshow in front of me, Mr. Rukshi has asked you to tell us all about your habitat. So I'm very excited to see what you come up with. You can write this out in your book, on a piece of paper. Why not even do a video if you want to? Really enjoyed those from yesterday. And just make sure that you include those 4 things we've just gone through about what you need from your habitat. And the challenge, which I actually find really exciting, is to tell me how people in your habitat have changed it to make it even more perfect for them. Changed means to adapt. They've adapted it, okay, to survive. I'll give you a hint. In Dubai, we have built lots of roads, haven't we? Because people like to move around to visit family and to get their food from shops. So we've built roads and cars to do that. Okay, well, I feel like I have talked a bit too much already. Hope you've enjoyed my video. So enjoy your project, looking at your habitat, and I will see you shortly for your next science lesson, which is going to include a bit of research. Okay, ask me any questions on Edmodo as usual.